The Voltari military headquarters buzzed with unceasing activity. Every office, communication station, and corridor teemed with life as army officials from each branch feverishly prepared for the looming conflict. The Ishtal Empire had been massing ships at their border for several days, and the morning's events had confirmed everyone's worst fears. The empire issued an ultimatum: submit to vassalage within a week or face conquest. As a democracy, the Voltari Republic could not consider submission to tyranny. They urgently requested assistance from any allies willing to stand with them, while Voltari's top military commanders anxiously awaited responses in the Army HQ's Grand Meeting Hall. The moment arrived when the Minister of Foreign Affairs and Diplomacy entered to deliver his address. Understanding the urgency of our situation, I'll be direct: no one will fight alongside us. Disappointment erupted in the room, with some generals even preparing to depart in frustration. Given Voltari's modest military and industrial capabilities, primarily an agrarian nation, their chances seemed bleak without external support. Yet, the minister continued, nevertheless, the economic sanctions and humanitarian support pledged against the empire exceeded our expectations. But what tangible military aid can we anticipate? Inquired the defense chief, solely focused on concrete assistance. The Kistars, ST humans, and Othulis have committed to significant donations of military hardware and training support, the minister revealed, offering a glimmer of hope. These allies were renowned for their military and industrial prowess. Their support could indeed tip the scales in Voltari's favor. The humans will also dispatch an attack. An attache, the defense chief queried, unfamiliar with the term. A strategic advisor to assess and enhance our tactics, the minister explained, though one field marshal viewed this as more burdensome than beneficial. Why should we value human strategic insights? She challenged. The humans have a history of never losing a war, the minister countered, sparking disbelief among some, particularly an admiral who recalled a conflict where humans didn't win a single battle. Yet they ultimately secured victory, the minister asserted, ready to elucidate how humans achieve their wins, perhaps offering inspiration. 50 years ago, the Diru, dominant in luxury and consumer goods within a 30,000 light-year radius, faced competition from humans, diminishing their profits. The Diru had protected the RCU trade network for nearly a century until it aligned with humans, infuriating the Diru. Separated by a 300 light-year wide expanse known as the Great Way, the Diru and humans were almost neighbors. This area, free from formal borders, was ripe for trade and piracy, underscoring the RCU's need for protection. When war broke out, the Diru boasted a formidable fleet, but the humans relied on lighter ships, losing every direct conflict. However, their strategy wasn't about winning battles but imposing a blockade to disrupt Diru exports, forcing customers to choose human products. This economic warfare aimed not to conquer but to dominate the market, even in conflict. The Diru couldn't effectively counter this strategy due to their vast territory and the humans' nimble tactics, including arming pirates to maintain the blockade. The humans' approach to war involved meticulous control and strategy over direct combat, fundamentally altering the conflict's dynamics. Even when the Diru prepared for an all-out invasion, the humans' surprise surrender turned the tide, leading to negotiations that favored human interests. The aftermath saw the human market flourish at the Diru's expense, showcasing the humans' adeptness at war through economic and strategic mastery. Inspired, the generals began devising new strategies influenced by the human approach. The head of defense sanctioned the arrival of the human attache, hopeful for the ingenuity that had triumphed over the Diru. The Voltari capital remained engulfed in fervent activity, mirroring the tumult that had seized it 3 days prior upon receipt of the Ishtal ultimatum. The populace braced for impending calamity, each moment seemingly drawing disaster nearer. Yet, instead of resigning to fate, the Voltari populace engaged in a whirlwind of preparations. From esteemed generals to ordinary citizens, everyone contributed to fortifying against the looming threat. This chaotic state starkly contrasted with the quietude of the presidential strategic office, where the nation's leaders and military chiefs convened, anxiously awaiting a guest who might offer solutions. Commander Mora, a human envoy, entered. Her slight stature and the ill-fitting black uniform of the Special Forces belied her significance. Introducing herself merely as a messenger from the human high command, she was met with skepticism from some Voltari generals who questioned the value of this top-secret meeting nonetheless. Commander Mora commenced her briefing. Let's focus first on the immediate defense strategy, as it demands urgent attention. A map detailing the Voltari Republic's defense priorities and proposed naval defensive lines appeared on the screen. Most generals found the presentation underwhelming, lacking innovative strategies. Conversely, government members were shocked, save for the Minister of Foreign Affairs, who struggled to suppress laughter at his colleagues' reactions. After a tense silence, the defense minister voiced his incredulity. Are we to concede half our territory without resistance? The head of defense, always critical of his civilian counterpart's role, which he deemed superfluous, responded with thinly veiled disdain. Allow me to elaborate, he began, emphasizing his military distinction. I believe I grasped the human strategy. Akin to my own imminent proposal, he gestured towards Commander Mora. Shall I proceed, or would you like to explain? Continue. I'll add any details you might omit, she offered. The head of defense explained. Our nation's strength lies in agriculture, concentrated on our 45 habitable worlds. Systems lacking such worlds are essentially valueless, save for strategic positioning. The territories we might abandon hold no trade routes that cannot be easily rerouted. By relinquishing these areas, we lose nothing, the Ishtals gain nothing. Yet our supply lines are shortened by 75 light years, theirs lengthened by the same measure. This, alongside a reduced border, enables us to feasibly defend our core territories despite numerical inferiority. An astute analysis, Field Marshal. Yet there's more to our strategy than simply not defending these territories, Commander Mora interjected. How so? Inquired a general. The Ishtal military, typified by its monarchical structure, awards positions based on nobility and battle glory rather than merit. We aim to make their least competent generals, often nobility's inexperienced offspring, appear triumphant, while ensuring their most capable leaders appear inept in the emperor's eyes. She highlighted a portrait of General Allred of Withis on the screen. General Allred, despite his commoner origins, has risen through ranks due to unmatched bravery and skill. We plan to undermine his campaign, turning it into an apparent fiasco. 5 years later, General Allred of Withis seethed with frustration. The campaign had been a debacle, his understanding of Voltari tactics notwithstanding. His credibility suffered in comparison to nobility's heirs, whose futile assaults depleted the empire's resources. Now, a lone Voltari ship had entered his system. What was its purpose? Defection seemed unlikely. The Voltari, especially with human counsel, acted with intent. The humans, ever a thorn in the empire's side, had for years armed Ishtal adversaries, simultaneously profiting from and leveraging these alliances. General, we've captured the Voltari envoy. He seeks negotiations, reported a soldier, eschewing formal titles in favor of simplicity, a practice Allred favored, emphasizing merit over titles. If only the court recognized merit's value, Allred mused, sensing an opportunity as the envoy was brought before him. Why bypass the emperor? Allred inquired. The empire's instability suggests your ascendancy is imminent. Bypassing a soon-to-be-deposed ruler streamlines our negotiations. Allred's sardonic reply hinted at a mutual understanding of the political landscape. The discussion quickly shifted to terms beneficial to both, laying the groundwork for future cooperation. 14 months later, Emperor Allred III, buoyed by popular and military support, engaged in diplomatic endeavors to strengthen the empire. Facing nobility's criticism, he leveraged public backing to enact trade reforms and strategic alliances, notably with humans, aligning his conquests with human interests, not from manipulation, but from mutually beneficial strategies. Meeting with the human representative marked a pivotal moment, potentially securing arms for his campaign against the swarm. Allred's realization that adhering to human strategies, even indirectly, signified not exploitation but a convergence of interests underscored a broader understanding humans invariably shape the outcomes of conflicts, directly or indirectly, maintaining their undefeated legacy.